In the vast silence of space, stars burn without purpose. They shine, they fuse, they radiate energy in all directions, most of it lost forever to the darkness between galaxies. But what if that energy were not wasted? What if an advanced civilization could capture nearly all of a star's power, harvesting its light, its heat, its momentum, and transform it into a reservoir of usable energy? This is the idea behind the Dyson sphere. Not a machine in the ordinary sense, but a concept so vast that it redefines engineering itself. A structure not built on planets, but around stars. A way for intelligence to scale beyond worlds and begin shaping stellar systems. In this vision, a Dyson sphere is not merely a shell. It is a cosmic battery, a mechanism for storing, managing, and distributing the full output of a star. To understand the significance of this idea, we must first consider the scale of stellar power. Our sun releases roughly 400 trillion watts of energy every second. More energy in a single moment than human civilization has consumed across all of history. Yet Earth intercepts only a tiny fraction of this output. The rest streams outward into space, never to be used. For a civilization bound to planets, this limitation is unavoidable. For a civilization that has outgrown planets, it is not. The Dyson sphere was first proposed in the 1960s by physicist Freeman Dyson, not as a blueprint, but as a thought experiment. Dyson was asking a simple question: how would we detect an advanced extraterrestrial civilization? His answer was equally simple. Look not for radio signals, but for energy use. As civilizations grow, so does their demand for power. Eventually, any sufficiently advanced society would require more energy than a single planet can provide. At that point, the only viable source is the star itself. A Dyson sphere, in its most general form, is any system that captures a significant fraction of a star's energy output. This could take many forms: a dense swarm of satellites, a vast lattice of collectors, or even an enclosing shell. The popular image of a solid sphere completely surrounding a star is misleading. Such a structure would be gravitationally unstable and mechanically impractical. Instead, the most plausible design is a Dyson swarm, a cloud of billions or trillions of independent collectors orbiting the star in coordinated patterns. Each collector absorbs stellar radiation, converts it into usable energy, and either stores it or transmits it elsewhere. Together, they function as a cosmic battery, charging continuously, never depleting, powered by nuclear fusion on a stellar scale. The implications of such a system are staggering. A Dyson-level civilization would operate on a scale known as Type 2 on the Kardashev scale, a classification of civilizations based on energy consumption. Earth today is not even Type 1. We are planetary. A Dyson sphere marks the transition to stellar civilization. With access to a star's full power, energy scarcity disappears. Entire worlds could be engineered. Artificial habitats could outnumber planets. Matter could be rearranged, transported, and reshaped on astronomical scales. But energy capture is only half the story. A true cosmic battery must also store energy. Stars shine continuously, but civilizations may not always consume power at the same rate. Excess energy must be managed, stored, buffered against fluctuations, distributed across vast distances. In theoretical Dyson systems, energy could be stored in multiple forms: high-density matter-energy conversion, enormous superconducting rings, artificial black holes, or even space-time itself, using gravitational fields as reservoirs. Some concepts envision converting stellar energy into mass, stockpiling it as fuel. Others imagine transmitting power via tightly focused lasers or microwaves, beaming energy across light years to distant installations. In this way, a Dyson sphere becomes more than a collector. It becomes infrastructure, a star wrapped in purpose. Such a structure would fundamentally alter its stellar environment. The star would appear dimmer in visible light, its energy re-emitted as infrared waste heat. From a distance, this heat signature could betray the presence of artificial engineering, one of the primary methods scientists use today to search for advanced civilizations. In the universe's natural order, stars cool slowly over billions of years. In a Dyson-engineered system, stellar evolution could be actively managed. Energy extraction might be tuned, fusion rates stabilized, stellar lifetimes extended. A civilization might treat a star not as a fixed object, but as a controllable resource. Even time itself becomes flexible. With sufficient energy, relativistic travel becomes practical. Computation accelerates. Artificial intelligence operates at scales beyond imagination. Entire civilizations could exist within virtual worlds, powered by the steady output of a single star. Yet building a Dyson sphere is not merely an engineering challenge. It is a philosophical one. To construct such a system, a civilization must dismantle planets. Mercury, with its dense metal core and proximity to the Sun, is often cited as a likely source of raw materials. Entire worlds would be taken apart, atom by atom, transformed into collectors and transmitters. This is not exploitation, it is transcendence, a shift from planetary identity to stellar identity, from living on worlds to living in systems. But Dyson spheres are not necessarily eternal. Stars evolve, they brighten, they swell, they die. A true cosmic battery must adapt. As a star ages, collectors would adjust their orbits. Energy capture systems would migrate outward. When a star enters its red giant phase, the Dyson structure might reconfigure entirely or dismantle itself, redirecting resources elsewhere. Some speculate that the ultimate Dyson sphere is not around a main sequence star at all, but around a white dwarf or neutron star, objects that emit less total energy, but with far greater efficiency and stability over trillions of years. Others imagine harvesting energy from rotating black holes, tapping into their spin through mechanisms like the Penrose process. In this view, Dyson spheres are not endpoints, but stepping stones, markers along the evolutionary path of intelligence. If such structures exist, they would be among the most visible signs of advanced life in the universe. And yet, despite decades of searching, we have found no confirmed Dyson spheres. This absence is known as part of the Fermi paradox. If intelligent life is common, why do we see no evidence of its grand engineering? Perhaps Dyson spheres are rare. Perhaps they are subtle. Perhaps advanced civilizations choose different paths. Or perhaps they exist, and we have not yet learned how to recognize them. What is certain is that the idea of the Dyson sphere forces us to think beyond planets. It asks us to imagine a future where civilization is not bound to a single world, but woven into the fabric of a star system. It challenges us to see stars not just as distant suns, but as potential engines, vast, powerful, and waiting. A Dyson sphere is not just a structure. It is a statement that intelligence can grow beyond its birthplace, that energy can be mastered, not merely used, that a civilization can reach a point where it no longer adapts to the universe, but reshapes it. If such civilizations exist, their stars would not shine as ours do. They would glow softly in infrared, whispering of purpose and power across the galaxy.